What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders 2. We are making our way through Chaos 8 Mastery, and this time around it is the Liferoot Forest. So we must have survive all waves. We've got to have 10 or more different defenses, have no auras, no defenses sold or destroyed, and earn all stars in the same attempt. Now, no auras is kind of a stinker for me, as I just been stacking all the auras on all these diversity ones. But for this particular map, I think we are going to go with an explosive trap that is not really fully set up properly, just to get a defense down. We're going to go with a poison dart tower. Then we're going to use all of the EV's defenses. So proton beam, the reflect beam, a buff beam, and a weapon manufacturer. We're going to use a frostbite tower and an earth shatter tower. And then we're going to use a skeletal ramster and an archer. Now, we got to make sure we get all these defenses down. So let's just start off with those. We'll start off right over here on this lane. Let's get that explosive trap down just so I don't forget about it, because that's just a filler there. So we're going to throw explosive trap here. Let's go ahead and throw, say, a poison dart tower here. And, oh, you know what? We can go ahead and go with a frostbite down here. And then we'll put an earth shatter back here. Now, that should be a fairly decent combo, but I feel like we want a little bit more something there. What do we want to do? Well, you know what? Let's just go ahead and throw down. We'll throw one archer. I'll kind of put it something like that, where it does give me a little last resort coverage over at this lane as well. Now, let's see. Let's move on to the EV. Now, we want to get our weapon manufacturer in. How much do we want to spend, you know? Because you can really, you can do a lot of different things with a weapon manufacturer depending on how much you want to spend. I think I'm just going to double dip between these two lanes. So I'm going to throw a weapon manufacturer node as far as I can get it that way, and as far as I can get it up this way. Now we got our weapon manufacturer covered. Let's see. We want to make sure we get really good poison coverage down here. So I think I'm going to go with a proton right across the lane directly up front to make sure everything gets poisoned nicely. And then what else? Well, let's go ahead and throw an earth shatter down. This lane is a perfect candidate for an earth shatter because it does hit into the spawn. It's one of those where, you know, the enemies have got quite a walk from the time they spawn till the time they get outside of the spawn protection. And spawn protection is no match for the earth shatter, of course. Now, let's see, what other defenses do we need? We've got a proton beam. We don't have a buff beam down yet. And let's see, do we want to earth shatter this area too? I mean, I almost feel like we do. Earth shatters are just so awesome. Let's see. Let's just go ahead and throw an earth shatter, say, here. Let's drop another earth shatter that is over in this lane. And then what else is here? What do we want to do to close this out? Well, we've got a reflect beam, too. And then the buff beam. I tell you what, let's just go ahead and drop a little tiny buff beam right here. Oh, you know what? Let's do the buff beam like this. And then we can drop a couple of archers on it, or at least one, maybe. Let's see. We just want the one node, though. Let's just go something like that with a buff beam. We've got this area down below completely unprotected, and our reflect beam as well. The reflect will be an easy decision. Let's just go something like this to provide a little bit of protection for Quab. We've now got all of the EV defenses down. I think we've got all 10, right? Let's see, we've got our buff beam here, we've got the weapon man, the reflect, and then that proton beam. That's the EV defenses. I didn't drop a ramster anywhere yet, did I? Nope, no ramster yet. So let's get a ramster, say, why don't we go with a ramster in here? Go something like a ramster just right there, just pew-pewing down that way. And then we'll throw in, let's see, let's get a couple of archers here. Just a little something for some pain there. I've got 110 left. And I think I've used all of the defenses now. But let's go ahead and drop 2 archers here as well. That leaves me 30. And with 30, what on earth do we want to do? I think, you know, I've already used one, but I think we'll just drop a Frostbite Tower right here. Now, this basically leaves this Earth Shatter on its own in this lane. So that is a lane I'm going to want to pay attention to. But in light of that, I'm also going to throw some upgrades on it. We're going to be DPSing on just the normal old Nuke Monk build. Let's get this Earth Shatter jacked up just a little bit to get a little bit more pain brought to that lane. And that's just a lane I'm going to want to pay attention to. I think this one is strong enough. So I think we're going to be in great shape there. It's just all about that lower lane. We'll take 50 of our DU here, or 50 of our mana, and drop it into just one of those archers. Let's just let it roll here and see how Wave 1 goes. Now, of course, we're not going to have Assassins right in Wave 1, but Assassins, we should have it fairly easy, as we've got, what? We've got a weapon manufacturer, we got the Earth Shatter as well, plus the archers. I can just kind of fight Assassins right here, maybe. And that should just strip those guys right off of me. Now, how are we doing? See, we're holding strong right there. This is the lane of question, really. Now, everything's going to get poisoned. And I do have that proton beam overcapped, so any of the spider goo that's on it is not really going to be an issue, as we are still going to be at the rate cap no matter what. Now, we're going to lose our damage, but we're not concerned with damage really on the proton. It is all about just providing that element. And it looks like a face roll. I mean, it does. It looks like things are going to go really smooth. This lane, they're pushing through a little bit, so I am going to want to throw some upgrades over here. I think this may end up being the heaviest lane. But down below, man, I'm just so worried about just having that one Earth Shatter down there. Now, this is another one of those maps where you can really go lane to lane, as the enemies do come out very, very staggered. So, like now, we've got the bulk of the enemies right here. I don't think I have to worry about the flyers over on that far west lane. So we can burn through this pack right here. Now, we also have no death penalty on this one. So death is not an issue. So we can get as careless and aggressive as we want and get that Frostfire just right up in their face. And, you know, as you see, it was pretty smooth sailing there on that one. Now, just because this lane did get pushed pretty hard, I'm going to upgrade over here. So let's throw 2 ups there. We'll throw a couple of ups on each of these Earth Shatters. Looks like I missed and hit the buff beam. Oops. And then we'll just drop our remainder right there. So let's just go ahead and let it fly here. If this wave runs as smooth as the first, then I think I'll probably just jump on forward to wave 5. I don't really anticipate any problems here. It's going to be all about the bosses, and, you know, if, you know, like I've got 1 explosive trap down. I've only got 1 PDT down. So, like, if one of those traps, well, the explosive trap won't get destroyed, but if that PDT got destroyed, then, of course, I would lose, because I only have 10, you know, I only have 1 of those down, so I would miss the diversity part of the challenge. So I want to make sure I don't have any major discrepancies with my my 1-out towers there. But yeah, we're looking really, really solid. There's no doubt here. We got our face rolled by the spawn there. Got trapped in the midst of some skeleton spawning, and that mage just had its way with me. But once again, this is a no death penalty map, so nothing to be alarmed about at all. Looking pretty darn good. Now we're down to the point where, what? Well, this lower lane is still getting a little bit of a push, for sure. I need to get this bad boy jacked all the way up, I think. That's just gotta happen. The Earth Shatter is a mighty, mighty powerful defense, but just having 1 Earth Shatter down is not necessarily the smartest move for certain. Big pack over here, but this seems like it's pretty much the heaviest lane. What, I got an Earth Shatter, a PDT, we've got that Archer pewing. The explosive trap is not set up, but at the same note, explosive traps are extremely powerful. So even not being fully set up, it's not necessarily in that bad a shape. Just waiting for those last couple mobs to die off here. And there we go. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump on forward to wave number 5. and collect up on those 5 stars. And here we go into wave number 5. Now, as expected, the map ran pretty darn smooth. No real problems. It's all about what bosses we get now. We do have a Slickelion, which is pretty easy to deal with, but something we just want to pay attention to at the beginning of the wave. And what else? I mean, we've got just about everything that we would want to upgrade fully upped. I guess we didn't get that archer all the way, but, you know, it's not the end of the world there. Let's just go ahead and let it fly here and see if we can't close this out. Now, we've got the Slickelion right here. Of course, we've got the Deathweaver rolling out. Both of those I should not be a major issue. Slickelion is down. The Deathweaver is down below. Yep, Deathweaver right here. So we'll get that Deathweaver knocked out. This one Earthshatter here did remarkably well. It's kind of just crazy how strong they are. They're just super, super powerful. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and pack this lane with Frostfire all the way back into the spawn. This is one of the heavier lanes, of course, and if we can just keep this one just really burned back, then we're just going to be good. So, what do we got? We got a Cannon Ogre, and we have got the Captain, the lovely Captain. Let's see. We might want to put a little bit of love into that Cannon Ogre and in the Captain. Oh, is the Captain dead? No, the Captain's not dead yet, but he's having a bad day. There's no doubt about it. He's all petrified up here. So we should be able to get the Captain on that Petrify. The Cannon Ogre is almost down. Now, we don't want to lose anything here. Okay, Cannon Ogre down. So GG's on that one. Let's make sure we don't get... Yeah, I didn't want the Assassin Cleaves to take out any of those towers as we were coming around here. But things are looking pretty darn solid. We got 70 enemies left. We got a huge push coming in on that east lane. But I just think we're going to be good. This is definitely our strongest lane, I believe, as far as the defenses go. We've got a nice diversity of defenses going off here. And the difference is the PDT is actually putting out nice damage, too, where the Proton Beam is providing the poison, but is not really doing anything for the damage. We got a Plaguing Hawk, slow walking it. He'll get his, but... Oh, he actually got his. He got wrecked already. That is quite amazing. And that is the Liferoot Forest in Chaos 8 Mastery. So, just really, it's another one where it's just all about the bosses. Pay attention to the bosses, watch the mini-map, and it is GG's. But there is our 5 stars, and we got us a little bit of change in the process. So that will do it for now. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you soon with some more Dungeon Defenders in all of its various flavors, shapes, and forms. Take it easy, y'all.